Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. You guys have been asking for this, so I'm going to do it the best way I can. And I do want to say that the broccoli Alfredo recipe I made up from eating at Applebee's and seeing something there that I thought, ooh, I can adapt this. The lasagna recipe is not mine. I have adapted it to make my own, but I will list the blog where I read this recipe from. Probably making her version is better for you. In this bowl, I've just put a half a cup of Parmesan, fresh grated Parmesan. You could also use Romano, I suppose, if you wanted to. To that, I've added 2.5 cups of mozzarella. And then I just kind of mix it all up together. Then I add a 1 ounce package of softened cream cheese, and then it's time for the seasonings to go in, which is a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, garlic powder, and onion powder. It's half a teaspoon of each of those. Next, I beat 4 large eggs and add that. And then I get my mixer. And I just blend this all together until it looks like this. When it gets to be this consistency, you're ready to bake it. So then I just get, a regular cookie sheet and put wrinkled up parchment paper on there. And in case you don't know why, it's because the parchment paper would slide all over the place while I'm trying to put this in there to get it to bake. So if you wrinkle it up, it will stay there while you work. And this is what it looks like. Now this is just the one sheet. I don't think I said, but this is a double batch of this lasagna. So this will make 2 bread pans of lasagna. And then you just bake it at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. Now, since I have 2 sheets of these, I do have to rotate them and then add an extra 5 minutes most of the time. But after it comes out, this is what it looks like. And then I just drag these 2 sheets on top of each other and put them in the refrigerator until they're cooled down. Then I start sauteing some onion, so that this is a small onion, and I will add to that the ground beef, which is 1.5 pounds of ground beef. And on top of that, what you're seeing is 2 teaspoons of each oregano, garlic powder, dried basil, and Italian seasoning. This has cooled down, so I take a pizza cutter and I just slice it into 3. So for me, I'm gonna have 6 total. And I love to work with Rayo's homemade marinara because, as you see, the sugars and the carbs are lower than, say, Prego spaghetti sauce or something else you might use. I'm sure that the lady I took this recipe from, hers would be better because she makes homemade marinara, but I don't want to get that into it. So I just actually love the taste of Rayo's. To me, it just like bursts in your mouth with flavor, and I love it. These are my bread pans, which I never make bread in. I just use it for this. And, the hamburger is still frying over there, so I'm just spreading down some sauce. As you can see, I've got my noodles now cut. I have 6, 3 for each pan. And now I'm going to mix my sauce together. You don't have to do this. This is just how I like to do it. So I take the hamburger and I dump all the Rayos in it. The next part, you could use ricotta, but my boys, they won't eat it. If they don't see these curds from cottage cheese in here, they ain't touching it. So I like ricotta, but they don't. So this is 1 cup of cottage cheese, and I just put that in with the meat and the sauce and stir up. And that way I don't have to keep layering all these things. It's already layered together, and then I can just put the noodles down, sauce mixture, noodles, sauce mixture. This is the layering in progress. So you put down one of the noodles, the sauce mixture, cheese. I know, yeah, more cheese. I know that the noodles are made of cheese, but you gotta have ooey gooey cheese, right? So here we are, ready to go in the oven. And you're gonna bake that at 350 for 20 to 25 minutes or until it's golden brown like you like it. And there we go. This is it. And nobody got time for me to take pictures on plates. Everybody just wants their food. I really don't have the best lighting for flattering food photography anyway, so that's it after Shy Guy got done. First step to this recipe is to steam your broccoli. So that's what I do, and then while that's steaming, I pound out my chicken breast. You can do your chicken however you want. You can fry it. I just happened this night to put it in the broiler to cook. And then while that was going on, I shredded out my Parmesan cheese. And what you're gonna want here is a stick of butter, a cup of heavy cream, 6 ounces of cream cheese, 1.5 cups of the Parmesan you just grated, and 1 teaspoon of each garlic powder, onion powder, and basil. And then I just melt the cream cheese and the butter together in the same pan that I made the broccoli in, and add the heavy cream to that. And this is on low while other things are happening. See, so I'm putting in the seasoning, and I'm just gonna let that melt on low while the chicken is broiling and while the bacon is frying. So there's a lot of things going on at once. And yes, I don't have a bacon press, so I do use this cup to hold the bacon down flat. Now you can put this together however you like, but it depends on if my son's here or not, how tender the broccoli is. If you cook it all the way tender, then it's going to break apart in this sauce, and it will be more, really small for somebody who doesn't really care for broccoli. If it's me and Shy Guy, we like it so that the broccoli isn't all the way tender when you add it, so that it holds together in the sauce. Then you can take your chicken and either add it whole in there, or you can chop it in strips and add it to it. And basically you just top it with as much cheddar cheese and bacon as you want, and there you go. Serve it up with salad and it's a meal.